Alright guys, what's going on? We're back. Today I'm actually going to be talking about Palmeiras versus Botafogo, and I was also going to talk about Chelsea versus Benfica. I'm going to touch on it, but at the time of this recording, it's already been like over an hour on the weather delay. I've really tried to give it a chance before I made this video to see the actual end result. Unfortunately, I have somewhere to go soon, so that's just not a possibility for me. I've given it all the time I can. This is going to be mostly a quick video because I watched the highlights of the Botafogo and Palmeiras game, and I was watching the Chelsea and Benfica game. Let's talk about it. So, Palmeiras versus Botafogo. If you were expecting a high-scoring game, my God, you're a fucking idiot. No, that's mean. But, like, you know what I mean. There was no reality where these two teams were about to clash in the most defensive styles possible and thinking that we were going to get anything more than a goal. Botafogo showed up to defend. They clearly have gotten very comfortable with it throughout the tournament. Obviously, a very physical game, as we were all expecting. Palmeiras was the team that had most of the attacks from what I saw throughout the game. Honestly, guys, I did kind of want to see Botafogo go through. I don't really have like a specific reason why. I was just rooting for them because they beat PSG. And I think a win like that, it would have been really interesting to see a team like that in, the quarter, semifinals, stuff like that. Regardless, they're out of the tournament. Botafogo have lost 1-0 to Palmeiras. It was fine. I saw the goal. It was simple, actually. It looked, from some of the things that were almost scored, this was like one of the most savable shots the entire night. It was so simple. It was just a cut in on the right, watching. The defenders just are all sliding in, but no one's like really pressing. And then just a slide, literally just slid it in. Whoa, hold on. Literally just taps the ball in, bottom left. Simple finish. And then after that, Palmeiras said, all right, we got our goal. Let's defend with our fucking lives. Everyone get whatever you can. Your riot shields, man. I want everyone defending. All right. Obviously, it got very physical. I don't think anyone expected anything differently. And then at one point, I think I saw in the highlights the red card was just a Palmeiras player, which, again, at this point, they were winning, like 1-0. And then this Palmeiras player just tackles one of the Botafogo players. And it turns from to 2 yellows, turning into a red. I really thought, like, oh, my God, we might get something here. Then, obviously, Botafogo just can't get the ball in the back of the net. It ends 1-0. Botafogo is out of the Club World Cup. Again, I was really hoping to see more out of them just because I thought that it was going to be a very interesting, Cinderella type of story. Unfortunately, that's not, football's not fair. You don't always get what you want. Palmeiras is through. This win wasn't super convincing to me. I never thought, but to be fair, again, given these two teams and their styles, I don't think we were going to really see a very who can play better, beautiful football style game. This is, in my opinion, I don't think this is a proper indication of like what these two can do when it comes to their abilities. I think this was just more of, they're basically just trying to prove, we have to win. Like, this is just about getting the result. Pretty football, who cares? It doesn't matter, right? But yeah. Botafogo's out. Again, I really wish they were still in the tournament, but unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Benfica and Chelsea. I don't even know where to start with this game. Chelsea had a lot of the possession on the attack. Benfica really, the only way I can like dissect this is that Benfica did struggle to make like a meaningful attack for most of the game, especially in the first half. But it was also just like, it kind of worked hand in hand for them because they were very compact and wanted to defend anyway. It was like, I don't think they intentionally were like, damn, let's just stay on our half of the field. But clearly they're very, very comfortable just defending. They'll say, okay, if we just hold the ball and they have to come to us, this gets way easier because they, obviously the team that's doing all the attacking is going to get tired eventually, right? This game was a little uneventful. I mean, after watching the Botafogo game, again, not a bad game. I love watching, from time to time, I do like watching this style, but again, we get this style of very defensive and very low scoring. Not my cup of tea every single game. I do appreciate when it's appropriate, but it was almost frustrating for me to watch, honestly, just because Chelsea was trying to make chances and trying to convert, and they just couldn't really get anything meaningful. Cucurella, the first half, was actually, I don't even want to say, like, he was impactful. Like, he almost scored twice, which, by the way, that goal line clearance header was unbelievable. Straight out of FIFA set pieces, all right? It was like, it was crazy. Cucurella just takes it, you know, he has time in the box, basically. He's going up for top bins, and then they get a header clearance on it. It was incredible. After that, Cucurella actually gets a very similar chance, and then he goes like near post. Goalie saves it. I could have sworn Cucurella was going to score at least one of them, but he didn't. You know, it is what it is. And then we went to the end of first half with no goals. Again, not very eventful. Then the second half started, which, by the way, again, at the time of this recording, the game still hasn't concluded. The only thing that's really happened, right, which is insane, is that Reece James has scored a free kick for Chelsea. So it's 1-0 at the time of this recording. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll show you guys now. It's still just, it just says interrupted still. It's still at 1-0. I mean, that was in the 64th minute. I think there's about 10 minutes left anyway, but I'm pretty confident that, again, anything could change. Honestly, by the time this is out, I could have been dead wrong. I really don't know. At this point, it's more of a prediction. Who do I think is going to win? I think Chelsea's going to go through. I think Benfica really didn't show anything meaningful when it came to the attack. Again, Chelsea wasn't perfect with their attack either. Great that Reece James scored a free kick. Incredible stuff. Always appreciate stuff like that. But it didn't look like Benfica had a real threatening attack anyway. You know, if I were to take like a guess on like a possibility of a tie then overtime, maybe like, you know, I don't know. If I had to take a guess, like a shot in the dark, maybe there's a fall in the box, penalty, 1-1 overtime. Even then, I really think that even in that scenario, I think Chelsea would still go through. From what I saw, it didn't look like Benfica had the quality to finish anyway. So that's my prediction, I guess, or overall review of that game. Again, not really. It's kind of hard to do this whenever it gets like delayed when there's 10 minutes left. I give it all the time I could, but it is what it is. That's how that game is right now. If I'm wrong, let me know. I do have a time machine, as I have clarified before, but right now it's broken, man. And you can't hold me accountable. Anything I say is it doesn't matter, all right? Because I don't know. Anyways, today was kind of boring for me. I hope you guys did enjoy the Club World Cup games. For me, this was not my cup of tea. This was just kind of like, you know what? Some games we got to get done. Overall, I think that we're going to get better games. Again, I've already made the stipulation: if Inter Miami beat PSG, which will not happen. Okay? If they do, which they won't, but if they do, they won't. But if they do, I'm going to cut my balls, both of them, double or nothing. Or I'll like shave my head. I don't know, like a buzz cut. What do we think? Is that fair? How about that? If PSG loses to Inter Miami, I will cut my balls. But realistically, if they actually do, I will get a buzz cut. I think that's fair, all right? And I'm a man of my word. I will show up with a lot less hair on my head, some hair, okay? With less hair on my head if that result holds up. I doubt it. But anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying the Club World Cup. Kind of boring day. It is what it is. We move, but if you guys did enjoy this video, you know, hit the subscribe, share this video. You know, I love you guys, and thank you for all the support you've been showing me on TikTok. I don't really post too much on Instagram, but if you guys do want me to post on Reels specifically, there's going to be a description down below. Go hit me a follow there. TikTok has been doing great. I appreciate all the viewers who have been there, all the people who watch my clips there. Thank you guys for that. I post on YouTube Shorts here as well, so if you want to go see some of my content through that outlet, it's all on my page. And yeah, guys, you know I appreciate y'all. But yeah, peace.